Hey humans, what's up? I'm Brianne Williamson. Welcome back to my channel. If you aren't already, make sure that you are subscribed and post notifications are turned on. And let me know if it's your first time here down in the comments and how you stumbled upon my channel. For those of you who have been here for a long time, thank you for continuing to come back, giving my videos likes and commenting and sharing them on your social media. I really appreciate the support of this queer content. Also, thank you so much for 60,000 subscribers. I didn't even notice that we passed that, honestly, because I have been kind of sleeping on YouTube, but it's really exciting and I'm stoked to have that many humans here together. This is such a cool community that we've built, and I really appreciate every single one of you. So welcome back to another episode of I Heard She's a Lesbian. For those of you that don't know, I do a series here where I give tips based on my own personal life experience as a real, living lesbian in the flesh. And today's another one of those videos. Today we are talking about how to know if you're in the gay girl friend zone.
She's the one I'm thinking of. Hey, the only one I'm thinking of. Hey, she's everything I'm dreaming of. Hey, the one that I can live without.
All right, so as mentioned, today we are talking about the infamous gay girl friend zone, how to know you're in it, how to get out of it, potentially. We're going to talk about it all. But first, if you're not already following me over on Instagram, I'm doing a sign series all October long. You can follow me right here. And you can also check me out on TikTok. I post every single day, and we just passed 120,000 followers over on TikTok, which is crazy. You can also check out my podcast, I Can Explain Podcast. I post a episode every single Monday, and there are over 100 episodes so far talking about all things queer, and I guarantee laughs. All right, so let's get to it. The first thing I want you to do is think about everything that frustrates you about gay girl dating. I asked some of you over on Instagram what those things are, and a lot of you had similar answers. So I have joined them into the top 3 that most of you said was super frustrating for you trying to date as a gay girl in 2020. Besides the fact, of course, that we are all stuck in our homes somewhat and can't actually get out there in person and meet people the same way we usually would have, like at gay bars. That's so sad to think about. Okay, so the number one complaint I got about gay girl dating is very 2020. And it is in regards to dating apps. And the fact that even after matching with other girls on gay dating apps, or just dating apps in general, they don't respond. So you've matched, and then you have built up the courage to send that message, and then nothing. And you're like, hey, why did you swipe right in the first place if you don't even want to chat? What's going on? The second biggest complaint that I got about gay girl dating was that they never asked you directly to go on a date. And what I mean by this is there's a lot of conversation maybe, and then there is some very general approach at asking for a hangout. Maybe they invite you to a group hangout. You can't really decipher if it's a date or if it's a friend date, if they're just wanting to get to know you in a group setting. So it's a lot of like read between the lines. And with this, it brings us to our third most common gay girl dating complaint, and that is that they never make it clear whether or not they just want to be friends or whether they are interested romantically. So here is the cold, hard truth about all those complaints. I need you to sit back and ask yourself whether you are contributing to the gay girl dating problem. I know, it's hard to take a look in the mirror, but I will say that more often than not, in my experience personally and with friends complaining about the gay girl dating atmosphere, that these frustrations that you have about other girls, you are also kind of doing yourself. So basically, the things that make you confused about other girls are confused about you too. So let's fix this together. You are gonna save yourself so much time, so much frustration, and so much heartbreak by being straight up. I hate saying straight up in a gay girl dating video, but you get what I mean. We need to start saying gay up, right? So you are a woman-loving woman, and you know how frustrating it is in the dating scene because of these things. So could you imagine if you change the way that you communicate with other women, how sexy that would be to them? Because then they're not frustrated. Like, you are the standout. Like, this is such an easy way to be an amazing standout dating experience for other gay women. So I'm going to give you 3 really sexy things to do that are going to totally change your gay girl dating experience. Number 1, I want you to initiate the conversation. I know this is really stressful, but whether it's on a dating app or sliding into DMs or in real life, in your bubble somehow while still trying to date, or maybe from 6 feet apart with masks on. I want you to put yourself out there and initiate conversation. The great thing about doing this from the start is that you are not invested yet. If they reject you, if they don't respond, who cares? You don't have all this buildup already about wondering what they would think about you, wondering if they would be interested, because it's just the first day that you might be interested. Does that make sense? I want to speak from experience that I have initiated plenty of conversations back when I was single that did not go anywhere. And that is totally okay, because people have the right to not be interested in you, and you have to respect that. But it also isn't something that you should take personally, because in the same way that you have so many reasons, probably thousands of reasons, both consciously and subconsciously, that you may or may not be interested in another person, other people do too. So it does not mean anything is wrong with you. Don't overthink it. Just go for it. And if it doesn't work out, move on. Okay, so step number 2 for super sexy confidence and a way to stand out in the gay girl dating scene is to ask them on a date. So this is when you've already started the conversation, you know, you're going back and forth. This is the number 1 mistake, in my opinion, that gay girls make. They do not use very specific wording to make it clear that they're romantically interested. This leaves a lot of space for reading between the lines, miscommunication, not understanding whether it is friendship based or romantically based, even on dating apps, because there's a lot of gay girls on dating apps looking for friendship. It just gets really confusing, and in my opinion, it's a really poor way to start a relationship. You can just cut this off from the start by saying, "Can I take you on a date?" Or in 2020, "Would you like to go on a Zoom date?" Use the word date, because when you ask other gay women to hang out, we should get to know each other sometime. Oh, me and my friends are going here. Do you want to come? It is so unclear. And in the same way that you may be frustrated that you don't really understand what they're saying, when someone asks you that way, the other person isn't going to understand when you ask them that way. So be very clear in your language, because especially as women, it's hard for us sometimes from the start to decipher whether we want friendship or more. Number 3, making it clear what your intentions are from the jump. So whether this is very specifically asking them on a date, or maybe you're not ready for that yet, but in your wording, making it very clear that you're interested in something more than a friendship. There's nothing wrong with being straight up about what you want. In fact, it's super confident and it's super sexy. With that, it's also really important that when someone else tells you what they want and what their boundaries are, that you respect that, because they're also allowed to make a decision about what they want from your relationship. Now let's talk about rejection, because everyone's super worried about it. I get it. It hurts. But I promise you that if you do these things super early on, you are less likely to feel heartbroken, because it's early enough that you haven't invested a lot of time and effort and feelings and emotions and trying to puzzle things together and figure things out. When you're being clear from the jump, you're not going to waste your time or theirs. Also, if you do this early on, it's not too late to potentially adjust it into a friendship. If you do this 3 months after talking and then they thought you were friends the whole time and you were romantically interested the whole time, it's awkward. So awkward because they're like, oh my gosh, this person really likes me. They weren't straight up with me. Now I feel uncomfortable. It's so much more difficult to transition that into a friendship. Whereas when you're straight up from the jump and then they're not interested, it's like, okay, cool. I've put maybe like 48 hours, 72 hours of chatting into this. It's super easy for it not to feel super serious to them either. And you can just say, oh, that's totally cool. Well, I'd love to build a friendship with you, because they know that you don't have this long-term emotional thing built up with them. So it creates less awkwardness and discomfort. Second, this is great because if you're someone who's out there wanting really badly to find a partner, I get it. Love is fantastic. And I think in some way we're all searching for it. But if you do this from the jump, you have not wasted your time. And we all know time is very valuable considering the world is probably going to end in about 3 months. So to sum it all up, a great way to know whether or not you are in the friend zone is stop waiting for them to tell you and figure it out from the jump yourself. Be clear, be confident, it's super sexy, and I promise you it's gonna make you stand out. All right, humans, thank you so much for watching another episode of I Heard She's a Lesbian. Let me know in the comments down below if you have an idea for a future topic. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you like watching, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.